Well, hello, welcome back to episode 3 of the podcast. I'm Second Lieutenant Larry, joined by Colonel Eagle. Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, nice save.
See, this was so much better with Shmi because he was actually responsive.
Is he?
All right, how does it feel to be on the podcast?
About time, dude. About time I got on here. Everybody's questions answered.
It's episode
Schmeeg
3.
doesn't know. Schmeeg doesn't know nothing.
That's a very fair point, but he didn't get any technical questions like you are today.
No, he got all the fun questions, all the real questions, but like I have the knowledge, I have everything that anybody needs to know.
Yeah, well, we're probably going to be sitting here for a while.
Most likely.
Yeah. So, let's just start from where it all began. Where did the idea of making this Milsim come about? Like, how'd you build this server up from 0 to, 152?
150, I believe. But yes. Okay. So I have said this to a lot of people. A lot of people who are going to listen to this know exactly how I started because I've told this story a lot of times, but I'm going to say it for all of our new people. So, long time ago, I was in a server, didn't like that server, so I went to another server. I've only been in 2 Milsims before this. So that other server was called the 501st, all right, which, if you know, that's Star Wars, okay, 501st Star Wars, which is where when I made this server, I took 501st, instead I went with a 212. I, as you know, I do like making Star Wars. So, made this server. The reason is because that 501st, who was led by Bandana was his name, he was terrible. He was a terrible leader. Never saw him a single event. So I ran the server in every single aspect of the server, being events, BCTs, everything. In the server, I managed everything, never even saw him touch a thing. So what set him off was I was promoting people. He didn't like it, so he really was crazy about that. And I had to do PT for I think an hour and a half straight. So I was just it was just terrible. Nobody even knew him except for me at the rare times I saw him. He was a terrible leader. So I left, made my own. DM'd Cruz, who was the very first member of the server. You can see him in the Hall of Fame channel. So I DM'd Cruz, had him join. He came across. I DM'd Bacon. Bacon came along, and I DM'd Diamond, who was actually an alt account. He's not here anymore. But Bacon and Cruz were my 2. Me and Cruz were the real foundations of the server. Cruz came along, he kept his rank. Bacon came along and kept his rank too. Now, Bacon and Cruz didn't just skip up to Lieutenant Colonel and Major just because they were the first people in the server. They had to actually work for it, which most people don't know that. But yes, Bacon was made to work his way up. We did not hand out promotions. Cruz, the highest rank Cruz made it to was Sergeant before he unfortunately was not able to use his headset, and now he is retired from the server and is no longer able to participate. Bacon earned his way to Lieutenant Colonel, got to where he is now, managed the server with me. And I made this server in spite of that server. But what most people don't realize is I didn't have any training. Nobody taught me anything. I had to figure all this out on my own. So the server's creation was just by me learning from myself and books and videos with the assistance of Bacon, looking at videos and books and stuff like that. So that's kind of how we got here. Everything else after the server's creation was 100% members. I put 100% responsibility for our success in the members. If we didn't have the members doing what they do now, we would not exist. Like, it's just not possible without everybody else here. But that's kind of how we got here. I don't know how, but we're here. And I'm glad we are, and we're going to do so much more.
So, with that, have you ever thought about stepping down as Colonel, or has it always been the plan to stay here?
Well, so I've never considered stepping down. This server is kind of my home. This is one of the most important parts of my life. But there has been a time, a very long, and actually not even that long ago, but I had the reoccurring thought. We were at like for 50, 60 members, maybe 40, 50, which wasn't that long ago, which is crazy. We were at a point where we could not get an event going. We hadn't had an event for like a week. There was no recruiting. Nobody was really doing anything. It was pretty much completely dead. And we were at that time in an alliance circle with Milcon and Fubar and a bunch of other people, if anybody else remembers that. And we relied heavily on ally joint events, right? We hosted, they hosted. I know Mitchell hosted one time. It was really cool. And our big helper with that was Fubar, who really helped us. And there was a time where I had a DM conversation with Elite, who is the owner of Fubar. I had a conversation with him, negotiating the 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 terms, if you will, of a merge. There was a time where I considered merging into Fubar out of the most pure, desperate attempt ever. Now, the reason I didn't is because I couldn't negotiate a spot above sergeant, so I was not really down for that, and I'm glad I didn't because I love this server. After that conversation, there was no thought ever, and actually, I've turned down hundreds of merge requests, including forced ones, which we shut down very quickly. I've shut down everything because I would rather watch the server plummet into inactivity and die out before we merge into anybody, which is our long-standing policy. Because this server itself is the home of so many people. So many people care for the server. So I will never step down as colonel, no matter how inactive it gets. We will always continue fighting.
I think going along with that, what's the goal for this server?
So the ultimate goal of the server has kind of already been met. The events aren't the goal. The member count, we have little goals for member count, but that's not the count. The goal either. The goal is the overall enjoyment and happiness of the members. Like, this is a home for people. People spend a large amount of their time in their life here making friends. And the goal with this to be a community where people can be happy and just enjoy each other's presence, like looking for group, and find people to play games with. This has been my home for over a year, and it's been exactly what I made it to be. A good community, a home for people just to hang out. That ultimate goal has been met. We have plenty of other little goals, a little bit more members, maybe update this, update that. But ultimately, the community is what I made this for, and we've already achieved that.
So, when making the server, as you said, you said you made it out of spite of the 54th.
501st, yes.
Or 501st, right?
Mm-hmm.
Were there any like criticisms or lashbacks when you first made it from other milsims?
The creation of this server,
Yes, like
we've always been a good server. We've never had anything except for stupidity come at us. Um, like the 501st never came after us for this. There's no rating group that ever targeted us intentionally. We've always been in good respects with everybody, including Raiders. We don't affiliate, do anything, talk to, discuss any conversation with Raiders at all. We don't like Raiders, but we are in good relations with them, right? I know plenty of Raiders that don't hate us. Like, they are fine with our existence. Nobody's ever intentionally targeted us. The creation of this server has never been targeted by anyone ever, and it never will.
all right. So with all this criticism, uh, you said you didn't have you only were in a few servers before this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, though with those two servers, did you base this server's structure on those servers, or was this pure scratch? You wanted to veer off from any design that those other servers had?
So, yes and no. So, Fubar, or not Fubar, sorry, the ARR, the Angels Rangers Regiment, that is the original Muslim I came from before Fire First. That was the first ever Muslim I ever joined, the ARR. The structure of this server is based off of that server. The Fire First, absolutely not. But the ARR was exactly what I based it on because I didn't know anything else. That's the only Muslim I've ever been in. I had no training prior, no knowledge, no experience, just the ARR. Private first didn't give me anything. It was just the ARR. And I was a private in the ARR. Never made it past. Attended like 20 something events. Didn't learn that. It was completely useless. So when I made my own, I had no experience. I didn't know anything. So making this server, I was still in the ARR upon creation of this, which it was against their rules to be in other Milsims, which is where we adopted our rule to not be in other Milsims, and it's still upheld to this day. So I structured it off of that, but I did not at all like how the ARR did their business, and I did not like how the Private First did their business. So creating this server, I shaped it in my own image, which is why I made it. So I can make it in my own image how I wanted it to be. I used the ARR structure and built from there. To right now in the server, there is almost nothing left from the original build of the server. There's a few channels like how the ranks are set up, except for obviously our huge revamp of ranks. That original rank set we have for any of the old members of the server, that's how the ARR did it. AT is what the ARR had. You won't find that anywhere else. The ARR was who had AT. That's where we adopted AT from. If you look at any channels, really, like the rules channel, some of those things had it. The like the saluting adopted from the ARR, which obviously every Muslim does it. But where I got the idea for saluting came from was the ARR because I didn't know anything beforehand. So the structure comes from the ARR. Yes.
So I remember back, way back when we had, instead of PFC, we had first private.
Yes.
Did they also have
that was directly from the ARR until I learned PFC and I adopted PFC instead. Yes. First private was from the ARR.
Yeah, I hate to say, but every time I saw it first private, I got so confused.
Me too. And yeah, I was confused as well, and I finally did it. I made the jump, and I'm very happy I made the jump.
All right, so as you said, there's not a lot of original channels. And I know this question, there is a lot that can go into this. You can answer this however you can.
Oh no.
How is the server different now than it was before? Because I know there have been changes nearly every day.
It's a tough question because there's a lot. There is a lot that's changed. The people have changed mostly, and I have changed because I know more now than I ever did before. Because back then I was stupid. I didn't have the knowledge I had now. Nowadays we have more realistic, more realistic. That's pretty much the core answer to this. The server is way more realistic than it was before. We're and in the future, which we can get to that later, is going to be way more realistic because we're starting to actually get the experience we need and seeing what the right thing looks like, and we're starting to adopt those correct ways of doing things to make this server more realistic and more enjoyable, as I've gotten feedback from. So it's just more realistic than it ever was before, and the leaders are just so much better, which we don't have as many as we used to, but they're way more qualified and way better than we've ever had.
I think me and the officers all appreciate that one. All right. So, what are the biggest challenges you actually faced? Not just making the milsim, but running it.
This is 90% of my day. So there's instances where I've had to do four things at once. Like I have had to type up some things for some administrative stuff. I was on my computer, and that was on my phone. I was on my computer doing other administrative stuff for the server. I was sending a code to the event to an event. I was sending. I was setting up the map. I didn't have a map ready, and all while I was late to an event. But that's just an instance where I was messed up. Every single day, I have to 100% babysit like everybody. Okay, no hate on our leaders, but I have to babysit everybody.
You
Okay,
make me feel
you don't
so
see
good about
anybody.
that.
Hold on, no, look. You see anybody in the server pinging literally any officer ever for anything else? No, it's just me. It's just me, which is why I'm making all these new changes that you know about, Larry. Okay, because I'm done babysitting. Okay, now listen. I love this area. This is my heart and joy. And I absolutely love when you guys ask me questions of what to do. That's great. But I think your leaders should know the answer too. The whole point of this is to instill leadership at a lower level, including officers. Please ask an officer. Ask your platoon commander. Maybe they don't
Yeah,
know. I don't care. At least you asked. Like
I know I pushed out. I don't know about bulldozer because I can't see that, but
bulldozer
I've
does.
always pushed out.
It's
Tell
better.
ask
I'm
your
not gonna lie to
platoon
you. I ain't
commander.
gonna hold it to you. Bulldozer is better.
Yeah, I
I
know
tell
he
you,
is.
but his company is just superior in every different way because it's a company, and you're never gonna be more superior than a company. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
continue.
Uh, man, you made me lose my train of thought. All right. So, what is your what is your opinion on how this service changed? Not how has it changed, but the opinion on it. Because I know it's
It's
definitely
the
for the
exact
better.
same question, Larry.
No, it isn't. It's
It is.
like,
My opinion on it is it's better. It's bigger. It's better. We have gone monumentally bigger. We've gone huge. We're huge. Server's way bigger, way more active. Like, look, some of these old members of the server remember when we had 3 out of 10. Okay, as our normal. Okay, the server's better. Okay, 3 out of 10 used to be our normal. We used to be able to run that. We did CQB with just 3 people in total. Okay, it's better. We're better now. Okay, we have this thing, waitlist. Like, all of you new people are stressing about getting into an event. Back then, we were stressing about like making an event. Okay, we were stressing about if anybody was going to attend our event. Okay, now you stress about making it into an event. Okay, and I like that. I love that we can stress about making it into an event. That's exactly what we should be doing. We should be competing with each other to get into an event. I like the server how it is now. Plus, better leaders. Come on, dude. I like that. Except for Enzo. Enzo, shout out to Enzo. Enzo was a real one back then. Enzo was a
man,
good leader back then.
you definitely got to put Enzo in the Hall of Fame soon.
We there's a reason I don't. I'm not gonna get into that, but there's a reason he's not.
Well, I feel like I know that reason, but I'm not gonna.
You
I've got
probably
that
don't.
in red. So this one's actually from cannabis.
Oh, what might it be?
Uh, so will you ever have someone else help you go through new members, like checking who they are,
No.
what other servers they're in? Nothing.
No, absolutely not. The reason? Because member safety is number one. Okay. I could talk about how good community is. That's great. The only reason it's good is because of safety. The security of the members of this server is my number one priority. I keep you guys. I am a human shield. Okay. The reason in other Muslims, you're at risk for getting your IP leaked, people making threats to you, people raiding you when you're trying to have fun in the game. Like, I'm not about that. I'm here to protect all the members, which is why we are so harsh about our one Muslim rule, because I can't protect you and other Muslims. This Muslim, I can shield you from people trying to even personally attack you. Right? So that's why I stand shield. No one will ever take that job of doing that. It will be just me. I will be the only one put up at risk to protect the members.
I definitely know I'm a slight victim to that one. Took
Mm-hmm.
uh took what is it, 2 times I had to use my ult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sucks.
Is that even just a little bit, even just the onward official server, dangerous.
So
Y'all gotta be careful.
even with that, like, wait, I know that you're in what 200 plus
700
milsims,
plus.
700 plus milsims.
Yes.
Like, how do you even just keep track of that? Because it it's insane.
I can't tell you. The system we used to use was I used to have an OIA, which was Onward Intelligence Agency, which we shut down a very long time ago. I used to have multiple people watching servers, and if anybody at all would like to distrust my ability to know when you're in a milsim, ask Manuel. Manuel joined a milsim, another milsim. He's not in it. He joined another one. About 3 seconds later, he receives a DM from me asking what he's doing. This is a very true story. Ask Manuel. I know what do you do. Okay.
I know.
Out of 700
I,
milliseconds, I know which one you're in.
I know.
Along with me.
I may have or may not have broken that rule twice.
I know.
Yeah,
And you know I know.
I know. You know. First one was when I joined. The second one, you DM'd me like a minute later.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was the
Oh, so you know
scariest.
as well. Yeah.
It was possibly the scariest moment of my
It's
life.
instant. We've
Yeah.
had some recently do that. They're not in the server anymore because they decided to leave. But I know. Takes me about a few seconds and I'll realize.
It's it's scary.
It's
So to
10.
anyone listening, don't join another milsim.
I'll know. I'll know immediately. Ask Manuel, ask Larry, I'll know immediately. There's no hesitation in my mind. You'll get a DM from me about a minute later.
All right. So with the discipline, I know everyone has sat there kind of thinking. Everyone knows PT is basically we're done with it. No one's going to
Yep.
use PT
Mm-hmm.
except for possibly bacon for some ungodly reason. Um, what's in the future for discipline? Because I know
All
we
right.
can. What?
I can answer. So what? So discipline. Let me start with why we don't use PT because people probably wondering this. This server is about realism, realistic standards. In the real military, PT is used because you need it. Right? You have to be physically strong because sometimes you need to use that physical strength. Nowhere in a virtual milsim, no matter how realistic you get, do you need to be physically strong. It's just not needed. I base this off of your realistic standards in and out of game. You realistically don't need to do PT. Now, yes, it's a good punishing factor. It's great. I agree. It's good for discipline. But I don't use it because of the 501st. They used it on me for terrible reasons and for fun. It was not right, and I don't like it. And ever since then, I've been against it. We used it in the past. I'm not about it. I agree for its purposes, but I'm not going to use it. Now, for the future, we should have trust in our leaders and those being led to be able to handle themselves well. Now, we obviously have our DAR system, which is going to be revamped soon, so that's going to be a thing. I mean, keeping our formalities, our respect, all of our core values in check is what's going to keep us in line. Now, we all know about our one warning rule, right? Conduct related to one warning, and then you're going to be removed from the event. With how many people have been signing up for events, we have people who want to join, and they are not you. If you don't want to be in that event, we won't have you in the event. Simple as that. You'll get written up for it. You will get punished while the other person thrives, right? You can mess around all day long. You just won't be doing it anywhere near events, and you'll just never move on to the server. This is a good server, fun server, disciplined server, if you want it to be. If not, this can be hell. So, but the future holds a lot, right? With all of our formalities coming in, actually being used, all this stuff, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really disciplined. It's gonna be really serious, but it's gonna be fun.
All right. So with in the future, actually here in just a few days, the
Mm-hmm.
Onward 2.0 update's coming out.
Oh, yes, it is.
Now, with that, there are a crazy amount of updates coming, like Bullet Drop, the new guns coming out, the revolver.
Yep.
So,
I was
and the
it.
operators, can't forget those.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we're definitely gonna. There's a lot getting changed. So, is there anything getting changed with the loadout? So, like
Yes.
for the loadout of like private, it's just white smoke, no nods, M9, and then it's very similar throughout, just up until
Mm-hmm.
that. The only thing that really changes is smokes. So with the whole new guns, new pistols, what is the plan to change?
A lot. So there's new skins, new guns, new a lot of things. The new skins are most likely going to be made into the actual rank identifying. Depends. I mean, there's a lot of skins which might be able to cover them all. So that might just be our complete sole reliable identify factor. But nods might be still used. Depends.
Well, there's only 10
So,
operators per team.
so yeah. So because we use Mars Arc, we're going to use them probably as our sole rank identifying. If we can, our utilities will be your choice for some people, or maybe mandatory depending on the position. Like if we're doing CQB, you need a flash. Your other one could be whatever you want, like that, right? So it's going to become choice related sometimes, and that's what the plan is for the new guns. New standard issues, maybe do some new MOSs. I know I've heard talk from the MOS instructors that there's going to be some new changes to some MOSs, depending on these new things. The revolver, like, I know you officers are excited because this might be the new officer gun. Anyway, so maybe not. We'll see. We see how it goes. We'll test it out. We're definitely gonna do a lot of testing, and we're gonna use it. Look, some rank somewhere is gonna have a revolver. I'm just telling you this now. And yes, we are gonna have some old fashioned cowboy standoffs, a little bit of 20 paces, turn around, shoot it. Hopefully the onward devs make it so you can have one in the chamber and do a little bit of Russian roulette. I don't know, but we're gonna have some fun events with this.
I think the only problem with the revolver is that it's only going to be available with rifleman and marksman classes.
It's fine. It shouldn't matter.
Yeah, that's the only issue.
Yes, because our standard issue has that, so it might become a different kind of weapon. We'll see. We'll test it out. We're gonna test it.
Yes, and as with the standard issue, right now we're using the MK18.
Mm-hmm.
Very well known, I feel like, with everyone.
Everybody knows it. Yep.
Yeah, everyone knows about it. So with the if I can find it, I'm looking at the dev blog now.
I haven't looked at the weapons yet, and I'm gonna look at them when they come out, so I can give everybody a look into what we're gonna do, because the looks of the weapon isn't gonna really help me. I need to really look into it. I will look into all the weapons. If I decide new standard issue might come out, maybe not. It really depends.
Well,
I haven't looked into that yet.
the only thing that I think, this is personal. So, obviously, I feel like we all know for Breacher, that's probably going to get changed to M80, M870, right?
Maybe.
Maybe. Speculations. Speculations. So, what about the HK416?
I haven't looked into any of these weapons. I don't know them. I don't know them yet, dude. I haven't looked at them. I'm gonna look at them when they come out, because I can't do anything based off the looks of them.
Oh, that sucks. Alright. And I think you said with the identifiers with the operator skins. So you said that we might just straight up use operator skins as identification of the rank, right? Or is that identification of who it is?
It might be a rank, but what I'm probably gonna do is have it for each rank category, and then have a little special thing for each specific rank, just so instead of having multiple people with the exact same loadout, you have the same skin but different loadouts for different ranks, so you can identify a second lieutenant and a lieutenant and a major. They look different, right? Instead of just identifying Fast because he's huge, you can identify Fast because he has a different loadout.
At this
Right?
point, I feel like everyone identifies me with the MK16.
This is probably true. Most SF is from their weapons, but Fast is identified by his large and overwhelmingly massive body. Anyway,
What?
we love Fast. Anyway,
What? What gun's Bacon use? Isn't Bacon use the MK17? Or am
yes,
I?
he directly copy and pasted Bulldozer's weapon.
Wow, that's crazy.
But he called this on it first. He did call this on it first before SF was even a thought. Well, when it became a thought, he immediately wanted the MK17.
All
And
right.
both of the guys. And then Bacon fumbled the bag every single time and never got SF until recently.
So I'm not gonna reveal anything about the SF thing because I can't.
I can't reveal anything about any SF things related.
Yeah, but I think I need to know this, and this will go along with the other SF operators plus any future ones. If we get SF before the update, and we have SF before the update, can we change the gun once the update comes out to a new gun from the update?
All SF weapons, if any changes are to come to them, must be approved by me. So
Well,
yes.
that's all I need to know.
That's yes. SF. If you are to alter your loadout, it has to go to me. So if you want to alter it depending on the new update, you have to go through me. So yes,
Alright.
it could if I approve it. After testing the guns myself, yes.
All right, so server changes. So we just had an officer meeting about that.
Did we? Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. Or at least somewhat of an officer meeting. What changes can you reveal right now? Which I think by the time this podcast comes out, they will all be revealed. So I guess getting the real important stuff out there real quick.
But I'm gonna literally directly exactly say everything I said during that officer meeting. That's all I can reveal it. I can say all of it. This server is about to explode with changes, with leadership changes, with every single thing about the server is gonna change, except for me. Anyway, all right.
Regiment? Question mark.
Huh?
I said regiment. Then you would change.
Oh my god! I keep forgetting to change some stuff. Maybe. Anyway, all right. So look, here's the changes we do. So there's a lot of things that we're gonna do. Okay, because I've been getting a lot of inspiration for new things. The server's been really dull. Like for example, as a private, okay, for any of the privates out there, PFCs, Lance Corporals, enlisted, right? When you in the server, the only thing you can do is join an event, end the event, you leave, hope you did good enough for somebody to notice you, and then go again. It's a repeat over and over and over, and you just have to hope you do good. And there's nothing else to do. Like there's no other MOSs to really get. I mean, there are, but it's hard to find a time to do them. And there's just like no time. There's nothing to really do. None of our privates have anything. Even not just our privates. Some of the officers don't have a lot of stuff. Some of the corporals don't have anything. And most all that I just listed, including the officers, don't have the qualifications or training to do all that. So the things we're gonna do is gonna make the server more realistic, more in depth, more opportunities, not just to learn, but to teach at any level at all. So I'll just run you through a few. So the BCT is gonna change. Some things are gonna be added, some things are gonna be updated, but the BCT is gonna change. DI school is gonna change. There's gonna be 3 DI schools for any of our drill instructors. There's gonna be 3 DI ranks. Okay, it's literally probationary all the way to senior. The master and all that won't be a thing. So there's gonna be 3 DI schools. One to become a drill instructor, one to become a probationary, one to become an actual drill instructor, and one to become a senior drill instructor. Now those will actually have separate jobs in the BCT. The BCT is going to be a lot more formal, a lot more professional because we have been really laying off and it needs to be fixed so much. But you can also become a DI school instructor. So there's a school to become an instructor for these schools. That's going to be a lot lately. There's new DOB regulations. I'm not going to get into that really, but that is going to happen. And you're all going to know it because that's going to be added to the BCT. It's going to be added to NCO schools. It's going to be added to everything because it's going to be super important because we're gonna actually have promotion ceremonies. Thank you, Maury, for the idea of promotion ceremonies to make it mean something. Because people who get promoted, they don't really get the congratulations they really deserve. Because lately we don't. The reason I never put the effort into really giving somebody a proper congratulations because there's like no time. There's physical time, but not actual time. Because we need leaders really bad. So the time it takes to organize all this never has been there. But after talking to Maury, it's much more important to make them actually feel like they got the rank than not. Um, a change that's already happened is the recruitment to promotion. That's been changed. You can look at the how to get promoted. It has changed insanely. Pretty much everything has been plus by like 40 or 50. I don't know, but it's been changed a lot. There's going to be a large amount of new awards, certifications, and schools. And for certifications and schools, there's going to be instructor schools. So you can be an instructor for certifications, including MOSs. You can get an MOS and become an instructor for that MOS. Not you don't run it because like Bacon runs Scout. You can become a Scout instructor, but you don't run Scout. Bacon does, but you can be an instructor for an MOS that you have. You can be an instructor for new certifications. There's going to be, for example, one of my ones I want to do is platoon commander certification. I want to do. I want to get platoon commanders actually qualified, and maybe company commanders, XOs. I haven't dabbled into that yet, but there's going to be a lot, and instructors for the school. So it's not just me or just Bacon or just Larry. Like there's going to be people other than Bacon to whine about that you want marksman. So much more stuff. NCO school is going to change. SNCO school is going to be a thing. CNCO school thing's going to be its school is going to be a thing. So many things are going to be there. So you're not just sitting around and waiting for the next event. You're going to be earning certifications. You're going to get trained. You're going to get qualifications. You're going to become a leader at any level and even teach at any level.
All right, so with the events, right, is there any plans to, because we know we have the wait list, is there any plans to make it to where we have 2 events happening at once?
We've tried it. We've had 20 out of 10. We had a 20 out of 10 event. I was planning on doing a spillover event. I think it was 22. We spent 10, 15 minutes of that event time trying to get 10 out of 10. We could not, out of the 22 people signed up, we could not get 10 people. For some reason, you guys are way too irresponsible with checking your phone. It's just ridiculous. Now, spillover events have been a thought ever since Enzo was in the server. Enzo had the idea of doing a spillover event on a 12 out of 10 event, by the way. Not a smart thing, but I wanted to do it at a 20 out of 10, but it didn't really work. Bacon was supposed to do it, but we just couldn't do it. Which is why we made the event roster so we could actually get qualified people into events, or not qualified. We could get leaders and a lot of people to learn, so that our events were actually good instead of it piling up with 100 privates and one officer. It was just ridiculous. I want to do spillover events though. I really do. I really want to do it, but we just aren't in a position to do it. My estimate based on our previous stuff, we're gonna need like 250, 300 members, and of which 250 active. So, or not 250. Currently, we have 65 active. Probably gonna need about a lot more. We're gonna need like 100. We're gonna probably need about 100 more members if you really wanna just go over.
All right, so we have about 50 ATs, right? And we have about nearly 50 privates.
I can give you the exact number.
I've looked at it as it's like 48 or something.
We currently have in total 110 members and 45 AT. 50 enlisted, by the way. Insane.
Yeah, so with that insane number, as you said, serve changes are definitely going to help with getting those privates into higher ranks.
Those
Yeah.
42 privates, by the way. Goodness me.
So
Please.
with the BCTs, with DI schools.
Yes.
So you, Bacon, I think Bulldozer, y'all can do
It,
DI
it
schools, right?
it's just me. Bacon doesn't do it. He can. He doesn't. Bulldozer's learning to do it, but with these new changes, it'll actually be possible for him to do it. Instead of
So
him having to wait around for one to happen, he's going to be able to be taught how to do it without it. So this is going to help Bulldozer a lot. But right now, it's just me.
all right, so becoming a DI. I feel like there's a lot of people that actually want to do it. They're just way too lazy to ask someone to do it or to become for them to become one. Um, in the future, will it be easier to become a DI, or is it becoming extraordinarily harder?
Well, right now, it's becoming harder because drill instructor is the most important job in the server because you're the first person a new member sees. You're the first person they see, and you're the example that you set the tone for what our server means. Okay, they go in, they see a disciplined person, they see somebody who knows what they're talking about, doesn't have to read a script, that you see somebody who's professional, they know what they're doing, and they educate you. You pay attention, you set up for success because they are the person who makes this server a thing. Like they set the tone. If you're just sitting there slouching, okay, just walking, sitting down, even, okay, you're just showing a bad example. You're not being professional, and that person is going to go on to think that they can just play around in events and nobody will do anything about it because their drill instructor didn't do anything about it. DI school will be hard, and it's getting harder with these new changes. And that's so you are qualified to be the first person they see. BCTs don't even happen that much because our AT aren't even that responsible, which that's on them. But in the BCT, it's the drill instructor who sets the tone as the first person they see, and it's the most important job. And I urge so many people to do it. Now, the the rank requirements are going to be up soon. Instead of Lance Corporal, it's going to be moved to Corporal. So it's getting harder, and because
So
it's so important.
why is it getting moved to corp?
Because corporals are people who it's because Lance Corporal is too quick. It's too quick, and the realistic, and it's not even because of realism, but realistically, it's sergeant. We're not doing that. It's corporal because corporals are the people who start teaching, and because of how DI school is structured, I'd rather have somebody who already knows how to teach or is learning to teach than somebody who's just now learning how to lead a group. I need somebody who's already professional and ready to go.
All right, so with the formalities, with that change, I think we all know that that is going to be heavily enforced.
Yes,
Yes,
formalities got to
sir.
become a core thing of the server. It is to show people respect, no matter who they are.
So are we going to get to a point where I think I saw this in a DM or somewhere? Are we going to get to the point where we're going to be yes sir, no sir, I sir, all that?
That's what we should be right now. That is currently what that's currently the requirement. The yes sir, no sir, I sir. Those are the current requirements that we have and are being enforced actively.
I don't know how much you can speak about this. Might be a lot, might be little. The alliance.
Currently, we are in a pending alliance with Project Leatherneck. They have observed two of our events. I've observed multiple of theirs. Maury's fighting for us on their behalf. Currently, the progress we've made is um, we've convinced their infantry officer, which I'm not going to get into how they run this area. We've convinced two really important people, but we need every single one of their officers to sign off on it, and they have like 20 something officers, if I remember. Maybe I could be wrong. There's probably lower than that, but they have a lot of officers, and every single one needs to sign off on it. But we made a good impression. This is very important because they are really nice. I love Project Leatherneck. I love Maury, who's in Project Leatherneck, who I was talking about earlier. It can be really good for us, and it's really important because they stand for the same things we do. So hopefully we get it because joint events could be back from old members if you remember Melcon, but joint events we can learn so much from them. They're so much better than us. I really want to learn because I've learned so much just from the one event I watched them do. Bacon knows it too. He's attended one of those and watched. So they're so good. I really want to learn from them.
Yeah, that first event. I don't want to
Got you
talk about
sweating.
it. I'm
That
like,
was.
he got me way more than sweating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I about went back to the book.
It's important, dude. It's important.
Yeah, it wasn't a great first impression in my opinion. All right, I think it's finally time to get to a few funner questions.
Oh, I thought those were the fun questions. Also, funner isn't a word, by the way. There,
Oh, I know it's not a word. I'm not.
more fun.
I'm a little special.
I thought those were
Um,
the fun questions. I thought, by the way.
I wish they were the funny questions. No, these are the questions that Schmeeg, Bacon, all of
Yeah.
them asked. The 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 non-serious questions.
Mm-hmm.
So I think best place to start. What's your favorite event to attend?
Currently, my favorite event. It's gotta be DOBs. They're so simple, so easy. And and I'm basing off our current DOBs, but our DOBs we're gonna have in the future with the new changes. I can't wait. It's so exciting. I'm so excited to do this. I just love DOBs. They're so safe, so simple. It's not advanced. And you know the way I do my DOBs, it's so much fun. The 1v1s at the end, it's just a blast. It's so much fun. You actually learn. You be a leader. Have fun. It's so good.
Least favorite event to attend?
I hate silent breaching, dude.
Oh, it was so easy.
No, it's not. Look, it's not the event. Okay, look. If I ever see who are the two people? Oh my goodness, it's Bacon and whoever. Oh, it's Bacon and Tugid. Okay, if Bacon and Tugid are in a silent breaching event, it will fail because Bacon and Tugid argue about every detail in a silent breaching event. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Good
Nobody,
reason
no,
thing to
and there's
silent
nobody here,
events.
including you, that knows the pain I have to go through sitting next to Tugid and then Bacon and listen to them complain about each other, about how wrong they are, how it's unrealistic. It's so bad. I hate it. I hate this. Okay, I'm calling Bacon out here. Okay, it's not that deep. Tugid, it's not that deep.
All right, all right, all right. So, silent breaching. I mean, I've had bacon in one of my a few all I think all my silent breaching events.
I don't like silent breaching events.
I love them,
It's important. It's great, but I don't like
and
it.
it's important because nobody knows how to silent breach.
Because most of the silent breaching tactics are used in SF because nobody's taught any hand signals, nobody's taught any communication methods without speaking. It's all SF stuff. So it's
Well,
really hard to do silent breaching when
the
you can't do
next
that.
the next silent breaching event, which I do have planned, I'm just not making an event request for me yet. Um, I do plan on going over the communication a lot more because I think it was clear to me the last time I did it. There's no one knows what they're doing. They kind of just go off of their own. And I feel like you can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, with those events, what's the favorite and least favorite map? I think Downfall is definitely up there for the least favorite.
MCRD is my favorite map by far, and then my least favorite map has got to be fucking Downfall is great. Downfall is great. No, my least favorite map is probably like. Hmm, I don't know.
It's
Map's
so
not that
bad he
bad.
doesn't even know.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of bad maps, but none of you guys know any of these maps. There's that we use. I don't know. No bad map. We use good maps.
Alright, so I had this question that I'm about to ask, but I think I know the answer to it because I was there for that event. What is the most stressful event that you ever attended?
Most stressful? I don't know which one you're thinking about because this
I
is
was
tough.
thinking out the ones that Project Loading Up was at. I
Oh,
don't
oh,
know.
probably. Oh no, those. It's definitely those.
Yeah,
No, it was those two events. It was those two events. 100%.
yeah, it's
Because instead of being in charge, I felt like I wasn't in charge anymore.
Dude, I felt like usually I'm in charge, like hosting the first event. I felt like I was in charge, but I felt like I can't do it my way because my way would have been a lot different. I had to come up with completely different strategies to teach, all because we had two people there that were going to probably breathe down my neck. Because I remember seeing one of them.
And I
It,
believe both are prior. Well, both of them, I believe, are prior army as well, so they actually know this shit too.
I remember one of them was silently judging us. Like I'd turn around
That
at
was
them,
the infantry officer. She,
lieutenant.
yeah, she knows everything.
Yeah, I remember I'd look over at her and she'd be throwing her arms in the air like every 5 seconds.
That was just it was just insane. And they didn't even do anything. They were just standing there, and it was just I was couldn't do. The paragraph message I sent beforehand is well.
Yeah, I never got that, and I'm glad I didn't get it. All right, so what was the most challenging event that you've ever had to set up? And if
Having to
it's
set up.
yeah, having to set up.
This is like I was saying earlier about my stress thing. There's been so many events where I've been busy. I've been talking to I was look. There's plenty of events. I'm talking to Canvas. I'm writing things down. I'm late for my own event. I'm making the map. Haven't even picked the map yet. Looking for a map. I'm like 5 minutes late. Sending out code to everybody. Canvas is talking to me. I'm trying to listen. Right? It's just like it's so much going on, and I have to respond to all of you because I gotta babysit all y'all, so I gotta respond to all y'all messages all at the exact same time. I have to figure out what is more important. And sometimes cannabis is usually left in the dark for most of the time, and it's really unfortunate. But cannabis has been left alone for so much lately because I've been so incredibly busy, which is why I've been pushing these new things in the server to instill more leadership, so I don't have to do all this.
All right, so where do you see the Milsim at the end of 2025, and where do you see this Milsim in the next few years?
20, okay, 2025. Look, we're shooting for 200
Mhm.
members. All right, by the end of 2025, we better be the most disciplined motherfucking Muslim that ever existed. All right, no, it's gonna be great. Look, 2020, end of 2025, we will be crazy. Dare I say, Project Leatherneck level discipline.
Okay.
Just no, listen. Without the PT, look, dude. Look,
Are,
I'm telling you,
are we
dare I
adding?
say, but based on what my thoughts are about the future to the server, that's what I'm saying. Now, there is with the future of this server, we all have to think about this. Life is a thing. I only have 1 year of school left. I got 1 year of high school and then I'm done. After that, I will be out of this house. And I won't have a headset, no Oculus. So for and so I have to go. I have a whole plan, whatever. I'm not going to college. The whole plan. So for about and rough estimate for about a year or more, I will be completely unavailable in game for about a year or so. So you guys, by in about a year and a half from now, you guys need to have it together, and Bacon will be completely 100% commanding the server in my absence. Now I'll be in the server 100%. I got you all day long, but in events, I have to rely on you guys to be able to take it forward. Now, if I was to leave you guys right now, we're cooked. Okay, we're cooked. There's no way we would not survive a day right now if I was gone. Now, with all these changes that I'm talking about right now, if we can get this done, we can be self sufficient, and I would be happy. That's what I want. I want the server to be self sufficient without me. So if that when that time comes, which is going to come, yeah, we aren't completely screwed, and we'll have a good server. Oh, yeah. That's the future.
Now, after that, do you plan on staying with the server for like once you become available in events again? Do you plan on staying with the server in you know for another few years, or is it
This
going
server's my life. I'm bringing this server to my death. This is coming to my grave.
Death Wish?
This is coming to my grave. This server,
The server's gonna be in the wild.
I will make sure that cannabis is in the VC with the camera on at my burial, whatever. Okay, I'm telling y'all. No, I'm being serious. I'm being completely serious. Look, I can joke, but I'm being serious. If I do die before she dies, this server will still be around. But don't get me wrong, server still exists. I don't care if I'm 80, 90 years old. I will still be here. Server still up.
Look,
I will have cannabis with the phone record me getting buried. Okay, y'all can be 90 years old. I don't care. I don't care how old you are. I will do it. This is my phone. This is my home, dude. I ain't going nowhere.
all I know is I live 4 hours away from you.
This is true. Hey, look, I'll be there. I'm calling this a guarantee, by the way. When I get out of here, first stop, Marco's Pizza. You better still be working there. Marco's Pizza is my going.
So you're telling me I'm going to join the military, but I'm gonna work at Marco's Pizza?
You better. Hey, bro, you better. You better still be there. I ain't gonna hold you. If not, I'm ringing up your mom. I'll say, what's up? I'm gonna say hello. I'll
I
say,
shoot
hey,
you
Larry,
now.
you don't know me? What kind of name? Are you serious? You catfish me. Anyway. Mm-hmm. I'll be there. I know where you live. I'll be there.
All right. So, what is your opinion on the best and worst MOS?
Best MOS is definitely Scout, by far. Worst MOS that's active. Actually, just worst MOS in general. UBGL. I don't do nothing with that game. I ain't gonna hold it to you. I haven't touched it. Hey, in this new update, I'll make. I hear y'all. I'll make it a thing. With this whole new update thing we're doing with the server, I'll make it a priority. If you guys insist.
Yeah, because I want to. I just never made my voice heard because I just don't care that much. I'm working on support. Support's a lot more important to me. And it should be. Alright, so you don't really have the experience to say what rank you liked best because you've only been a colonel.
I can tell you what I
So,
rank. I like
so
Sergeant.
what is your favorite rank that
Sergeant.
is not an officer?
Sergeant.
Sergeant. Why?
Yep. Mitchell.
I
Look, I'm gonna answer this before you even ask if you were gonna ask it or not. Look,
was who's the favorite sergeant?
no, look. Family asked, who's your favorite sergeant? My favorite sergeant is Mitchell. Mitchell's not now. People are gonna say Mitchell's not a sergeant. He was though, and he was the greatest sergeant that ever existed in this area. No one will ever get to his level. Mitchell, hands down, was the greatest member to ever exist in this server as a sergeant. It's just a fact. He was insane. He was a monster. He's the best. And even more as a corporal when he was doing Sergeant's Week, which doesn't exist anymore. Sergeant's Week was where he cooked. Him and Tugid went off, going down as the greatest sergeant to ever exist in the server. I'm sorry, family, but Mitchell was better.
Alright, speaking of Sergeant's Week, I think it's only right to ask if we ever get to a point where we have a lot of sergeants.
No.
No, oh, come
I'm not
on.
making 5 thing or not. That was a one-time thing that I stole directly from, I think, the ARR, or I think I saw it somewhere else. I don't like it, no. We
You don't
literally, it was just Tugid and Mitchell who ever did it. It was so bad.
Yeah, but now Tugan and Mitchell can't do it. Oh no.
What gang? They're what? How are they gonna do it again? You want to put them back? No,
Yeah,
they're
I'm
the best.
saying
They were the best.
they can't do it. If family ever gets someone else, I think we need to have an unofficial Sergeant's Week. Kind of like a recruitment competition.
Mm,
Just not recruitment.
Well, recruitment's gone up and it's gone down. We are currently at fast pace.
Yeah, I am 100% aware of that.
Yeah, can you and your family wake up from your beauty sleep? Holy shit. Hey, we're still gaining. All right, we're still
Yeah.
gaining, but just not enough.
All right. So, what is something that you wish that you knew before you made this server?
Dude, I wish I knew literally anything at all. I had no experience. I had nothing. Dude, I knew nothing. I wish I knew something, dude. I wish I knew how to do CQB. I wish somebody told me how to do literally anything, bro. I didn't know nothing. There was not a single thing I knew.
That's very, very fair. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, what, uh, when you did first make the server, you relied on people to help you teach, if I'm right, correct?
I was for no, not really. I didn't trust no one to do nothing because I didn't know nobody and I didn't do nothing. I was just me for the first part of the service history. It was just me until Bacon. Well, Bacon was a crazy guy for CQB, so he eventually got to it. But Cruz was the one who really did crazy stuff. He was the first person to start us doing events that wasn't me, which is where the IBCT came from, and then Bacon started to get it, and then from there on, it was literally just me, Cruz, and then Bacon who started making events very slowly, but it was more just me. And even today, it's still kind of just me.
Ow.
Now, that was targeted to you especially. Okay. Now lately, it's still been mostly me. Okay, a reminder of what this weekend was. Um, but some big notable names: Larry, Bulldozer. That's pretty much it.
What if
That's kind of
family's
it.
up
I don't
there?
know.
I
Family was kind of cooking for a second there, but then I kind of stole the whole weekend.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
which I'm glad I'm making all these certifications so we're not literally just doing an exact same copy and paste event back to back over and over and over and over again. I want to add some spice to the server. I want you guys to get trained on more than just CQB every day of your life.
All right, all right. So, what is something after the big, huge update? What is something that you want to add to the server that is, not discipline, not formalities, just something, a little more fun, I guess you could say. You know, not driving away from
Um,
serious.
I don't know. Once this is all kind of done, I don't really know where to go from there. We're gonna have to
Brainstorm.
experiment. I don't know. We're just gonna have to find out when we get there. Maybe more. Maybe we finally set our eyes on Regiment. Maybe we jump the gun on it and grab it real quick.
All right. Speaking of regiment, in the podcast with Bacon, he mentioned that there was a possible change
Okay,
to the
so
size.
I'm gonna stop you there. Listen, I was considering cutting down the numbers of platoon numbers down to 5, so that it would be smaller, easier for platoon commanders to manage, so we could become a regiment real quick. We're not doing it. We're not doing it because it's gonna be 9, so that in the future, if it permits, we can have company events. Because if you have 5 people per, that's what, 10, 30? No, sorry. 5, 5, 15, 6, 7, 18, 20 people per company, right? 10-person lobby. You're not getting anybody into a company event. We're setting ourselves for the future. Company events are something I want to do. So having so many people in a company makes it possible. Maybe just a little bit, possibly, please. I don't know.
Right.
But to
So,
answer your previous question,
oh, yeah, go ahead.
sites for future editions, regiment events. There's battalion events, company events, regiment events, right? Regimental events will be the entire server. Everybody coming into an event. Battalion events, 3 companies like we have now, right? Big and active. Company events, much smaller, much more centralized on platoon commanders making those events pretty much just them. And it doesn't matter from whose platoon you come from. A platoon commander is the one who's teaching it, so more to help leaders, stuff like that. But I really want to get to the point where we can do regimental events, which is kind of just what we're doing now. But there's just a lot more people. So please start recruiting, guys. I would love to do that.
All right,
More than just Family and Larry, please.
along with the words of recruitment, who is the best recruiter?
Larry, your title is never gonna be taken. Like, if Family recruits 100 people in the next 24 hours, you will still be the best.
That warms my heart. All right,
Oh,
I like that.
you said that just for that too. Yeah, 100%. No, nobody will ever top your recruitment. No matter the numbers. Numbers will never mean anything. You're still the top recruiter.
All right. So now the questions that I think cannabis, Mitchell. A family was in here, but you already answered that question prematurely. And Colby, we'll start. Do you miss anything about the old server? Like how you
Enzo and Lord Hot Dog. That's the only things that I miss. Enzo and Hot Dog. I miss Lord Hot Dog and I miss Enzo. That's what I miss.
All right. Why?
Both of them were officers. Both second lieutenants.
Oh. Who or not who? Sorry. Why do you make fun of the British so much? Let's not Mitchell.
Shouldn't have gotten your cheeks slapped around by a bunch of random dudes with pitchforks. And the French. But if you did it to yourself, man, it's your own fault. Okay? How do you go from having most of the world conquered to getting slapped around by little old Napoleon and a few guys with muskets? Come on. You did it to yourself. It's your own doing. I'm sorry, but if you don't want to get judged for your tea, maybe don't make so much.
The history nerds are about to come after you.
I am a history nerd. Okay, you can't deny that the British got some belt to fix. You got some BTA. I'm sorry, but the French slapped around the number 1 biggest military in the world, the biggest empire. They got destroyed. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It wasn't a competition.
And then we had the USA. USA.
Yes, the USA.
USA.
Greatest nation on this planet for the last pretty much century.
Do you or do you not love your girlfriend, Cannabis?
Look, Cannabis is gonna listen to this because she knows it's gonna pop in here. Cannabis, yes, I love you. Yes, I do. Okay, not just right now. I'm not just saying this. Yes, I actually do love you, and that's not just you. There's no one else. I love you, Cannabis.
Don't tell fast. All right.
Hey, look. It's either gonna fire right in my face as a bad thing, or I'm gonna get major points. So that can be either way. You never know.
Bro's getting points. I'm calling it.
I hope so. I love Cannabis. She loves me.
The moment this comes out, I hope you have a very good night's sleep.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I don't have anything else for you.
You don't?
Yeah, I thought this was supposed to be longer, but hey, I was 30 minutes on. Actually,
We've been
no,
recording for about an hour and a half, if I'm correct.
Have we?
Yes.
We have been recording for an hour and about 12 minutes.
Yeah, definitely the longest.
Yeah.
I mean, cut it out, probably another an hour. Definitely the longest.
No, cutting it out, we're probably just going to bring... cutting stuff out is probably just going to bring it down to about an hour 10.
Damn.
But by the time I stop recording, it's going to be at about an hour and 15, maybe. If I'm lucky.
Lots of info.
Editor, fill time. Nah. So, is there anything that I did not mention that you do want to just go ahead and get out there?
There's so much, but there's really nothing else that we haven't covered. I just hope the future of the server it goes well. Like all the privates who listen to this podcast, these are the people. You are the people who are gonna be reshaping the server for the better. You are the future of this server. You need to be the future of the server. Look, we have currently some really nice prospects for leadership. I'm really happy with what we have, but I'm also really unhappy with what else we have. We need to crack down on this stuff. I really hope in a month's time we are good to go because it's looking like a good stuff. Like we're recording this now. By the time it's published, the server's gonna be really good. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
There's
But there's
one
nothing.
question I did not ask that
What
did
did you
not
not?
make it into the final cut because it was asked like a few minutes ago.
I don't see it. But what?
It was by Bacon.
Oh,
What's your thoughts on all the officers? This is how we fill
okay.
time,
So
guys.
what?
I was just saying this is how we fill time.
So my thoughts on all the officers. I'll go individual. I told Bacon I would. I'll go individual.
Start from
Look,
highest rank down. Highest rank down.
Bacon's been here for a year. Bacon's been with me every step of the way. Bacon's had some terrible decision makings sometimes, but he's been with me the whole way. Doesn't give him a free pass for anything, but Bacon has been here the whole time. He's the person I've gone through all of it with, and I continue to go through with every day. Um, as we grow, Bacon grows with it. Becomes still one of the best members we have. Going down, Mitchell. Look, Mitchell's lopsided. Mitchell was the best, trumping everybody in this area. There was no one else better than Mitchell. Nowadays, Mitchell's gone through the struggles of not good stuff, if you know. But Mitchell's bounced back and made it to major, where he can finally rest on promotions. He doesn't have to worry about it, especially with our new system we're coming with. It's going to be near impossible. So I'm really glad Mitchell's still here because that's what I really care about. Because Mitchell's been a part of this family for a very long time. So I'm moving down fast. Come on, he's my son. Fast has been great. Fast, again used to be insane until he got unavailable like he is currently, but he's getting a little bit better. I mean, he obviously has a situation at home that's very troubling. It has been troubling in the past, but he's still one of the best we have. He's the most respectful in the server. He keeps order in the server. I love Fast completely. He's my son, so I gotta move it down. Larry, number one recruiter. You have almost every award. Larry, you're one of my favorite people. You're one of the two of my favorite people on the server. Come on, Larry, you're great. You're great. I don't know. Like, what's it not to like
Who's the
about
other
you, Larry?
favorite?
Moving on. Bulldozer, one of my other favorite person. Who literally does everything. Larry, no, not Larry. Bulldozer, he does literally. He's the leader of the server. He's the face of the server, basically. He's the best drill instructor. He does everything. But Bulldozer just does everything. So that's kind of it for Bulldozer. I love Bulldozer. I'm so glad he gets to do all this, and I think he's gonna be a great officer as we keep going up.
See,
Yeah,
now
that's pretty much.
this makes me think. Who is the favorite officer?
I can't say here. I can't say it here. Too many people listening to this. I can't say it.
All right, all right, all right.
I
I
don't
have
have
a
favorites.
request.
I mean, look, I could never have a favorite.
All right, well, if you can't have a favorite, then I have a request of Shmeek, who's the least favorite.
Oh, who's my least favorite member?
Least favorite member of all time.
Demon. If you know him, you know him. Demon.
Yeah. Isn't he still in the server?
Nope.
Oh, wait, this is a different demon that we have.
Yes. Long time ago, Demon. If you know him, you know him.
Oh, I remember.
He wasn't even that bad, honestly. Yeah, yes, he was. No, he was terrible. Anyway, Yeah, his favorite human.
All
I can
right.
say this. It's not in anymore.
Yeah, spill it, spill it, spill it. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so that's it.
Wow, what a ride this has been.
Yeah, that's it. Also,
Good
am
podcast.
I? How close am I to lieutenant?
Okay.
I gotta know,
I mean,
dude.
it's not like you're far off. I mean, you still attend events and all that. With this whole new revamp of updates in the server that we're gonna be having, it's gonna help you a lot.
Oh, thank Jesus.
It's gonna help a lot. Trust me. All these instructor things you can get, all these certifications, the fact that you can instruct other MOSs as well, they're gonna be smooth sailing. You and every officer are gonna have so much more ease moving up because you're gonna have so many more opportunities to lead. Instead of just sitting in an event and mentoring and just kind of just standing there and doing nothing, you're gonna be getting experience. You're gonna be getting what you need, and it's not just gonna be CQB, DOB, FOB, firefight. It's gonna be instructor certification training. You know, squad leader, company commander,
I
instructor
don't know about
training.
I don't know about you, but Mitchell doesn't stand there, dude. Does he? He kills everyone for
This
fun.
is true. This is very true.
All right. Well, if there is nothing else, then thank you for listening
Mm-hmm.
in. Thank you for being here.
It's been great. Been
And
great.
this is a very crazy podcast today.
We've been on a roller coaster. Definitely one everybody wants to listen to because this
Yeah.
is where you're gonna get every piece of information you could ever want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Been great being here.
It's going to be at about a minute and 20, or 1 hour and 20 is what we're at now.
God,
Yeah, I don't think anything's surpassing this unless we do another one of these. So hope Onward does another
please,
big update.
please, never again. I've had my time in this podcast. Get me out.
All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.